Hello there, everyone. My name is Crazy Caleb, and welcome back to Hell, also known as a massive amount of wires. This is an April Fool's joke module. However, it is decided to be one of the modules that decides to stick around instead of RNG Crystal. RNG Crystal is one of them that has decided not to stay around. Um, I, why did this one have to stay around? I'm not quite sure. But let's get into the module. It's a very simple module. I'm only going to be doing one example for this for reasons you'll understand in just a moment. Um, but as we can see here, we have, as the module suggests, a massive amount of wires. The module contains 150 to 200 wires in a variety of colors, which are all colors from bamboozling buttons colors. Here, in this case, we've got the like little circle thing with white, gray, and black in the center. So to solve the module, simply cut all wires of the first color in the list below, then cut all wires in the second color, and so on. So what this module wants you to do is they want you to cut every single wire of the white, the gray, the black, without missing any of the previous color from beforehand. So that's all we simply need to do. So we're going to start with white. So let's get all of these wires cut. Let's get to cutting here. And that's all you need to do is just make sure that you don't miss it. I'm going to let you guys know that beforehand, I probably will strike on this module. Just because it's a very annoying thing to have to deal with. So let's get these whites done. And one of the nice things about this mod is that it actually does get rid of the highlights for the wires that you've already cut. So you can use that to your advantage and make sure that you haven't missed anything. So I think that that's all the white. There was a surprisingly little amount in here. So I think we can now move on to our next color. Wait. Yeah, that should be good. And just to make sure that you don't forget about the stuff in the corner, they can appear and they seem to go through the status light. So just keep that in mind that this does actually happen. So I believe that's all of our whites. So now we're going to head on to grays. These are our grays right here. And you'll know if you happen to have missed a color if the module strikes. It will immediately let you know. So that's going to be the way that you're going to have to make sure that you deal with things. I got a bunch of crap around here. Oh boy. Okay, that's the bottom section taken care of. There's a gray right here, and right here, and right there. These are the things Agnes programs here, honestly. Doesn't program Death Note, but makes this shit. So okay, I think that might be all of our grays. Let me just make sure and double check. Oh, missed a gray right there, would have been wrong. I think that that's it. Should be good to go. This one actually is quite nice. This isn't like my last example that I got yesterday. It was 194. So let's go into blacks now. There is not nearly as many blacks as I can already tell. We're good? Okay. It should just be these quick ones right there. It should be just those. Those were really easy to spot. Alright, so next up we're heading into reds. Reds are going to be this bright red one here. Just to note that there are some similar ones. Rose and magenta are the two that you want to pay attention to. This one right here that I'm going to highlight is rose. That one's red. Just to differentiate. The red is much, much brighter in this module. Okay, so now we're going to be cutting the reds. And now this is probably the trickier part of this module is differentiating colors, especially when we get into the limes and greens and jades. I'll tell you how to differentiate between lime and green, because jade itself is pretty easy to discern. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So we got red. There's not many reds this time around, I don't think. This one. That one in the status light, you gotta be very careful, make sure you don't forget about that. That's probably the easiest bit to forget, just because of the fact that sometimes part of it goes through the actual light itself. I didn't get that one. Make sure I do. Okay, I think that might be all the reds. Let me double check. Got that one, There's nothing there. Is that one here? No, that corresponds to orange. We've gotten that. Okay. I think that should be it. And now at this point, what we're going to do is basically proceed clockwise throughout the table. So we go white, gray, black, and then start from red, clockwise all the way ending on rose. So that's going to be the way that this works. So now I think we're going to move on to orange. So let's get those taken care of. We're good. Okay. Go here, let's go here, let's go here. This one, get that one. Skedaddle, skedaddle. Make sure not to forget about you. This one right here. Yep. I think that might be it. Because orange isn't too bad to spot in here. Got that one. Got that one. There's any in here. I think that should be good. I agree. Let's move on to yellows. Okay. Yeah, this module's a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine how colorblind support's gonna work with this. I don't think we'll be seeing that anytime soon. Ah, Christ almighty, I hate it when these wires get meshed together. I think I'm hitting it. Okay, we're good. Jesus, this shit scares the crap out of me. Those three, those four, that. Make sure we don't forget about this one. Got that one in the dead center, which is unfortunate. It was unfortunate placement. I think that should be good. Now let's head on to limes. Now with limes, the way that I like to differentiate between lime and green is lime is much more of like the ugly green in this case. And it's going to be something like this one right here. This one is lime. This one over here that I'm highlighting is jade. And this one is green. Green is a very defiant green, I'd say. If I can find a good example. This one's a green. It's a bit of a darker side. And this one's lime. Lime, jade, green, lime, jade, green, just to give you some perspective. So lime, please be right. We're good. Okay, so let's take care of limes. You're a lime. You're a lime. But yeah, greens, I'd say probably are the easiest one to mess up, in my opinion, anyways. Especially with lime. Bam. 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 That's a jade. Those are greens, I want to say. Yeah, those are definitely greens. That's jade. We already cut that one. That should be it for the top. That's a lime. You're a lime. I would advise not speedrunning this mod, unless you feel absolutely inclined or you're Cookie Apocalypse. You can totally do that. It's just better to take your time with this because you're going to likely end up striking on it because you will miss one. It is very easy to do so. That's green. Yeah. Make sure we don't miss that one. I think that should be it for limes. I'm going to double check because this one is probably the one that is easiest to get mixed up. In my experience, anyways. I could be wrong. Alright, those are greens. Anything we missed here? That's cut, that's cut. Green, jade. We got that lime. I think that should be it. Alright, so next up is going to be green itself. So let's cut you. We're good. Alright, you both were greens. You're a green down here. Now, differentiating between jade and green is very easy. This one is jade right here. It's very easy to tell. But you definitely need to. But it's definitely nice having a point of reference. Just like I do with considering it as like an ugly color. That's kind of just the way that I consider it. Truth be told, there are not many greens as far as I remember seeing. So that might be it. I'm gonna do a double check because I like to play it safe. But as far as I'm seeing, that should be it. And then we can move on to jades. And then pretty much at that point, it's the home stretch. I am not seeing any more green. Wait. Let's get up top here. Yep. Would have missed that one and this one. Jesus. I did not look up here at all. Another green. I guess I just didn't bother to look up in the top left for some reason. Anything else that I missed? I don't think so. I think that I would have gotten everything up here. I think we're good. Yeah. Alright, so let's move on to Jades now. Hopefully. Okay, Jade time. Jade. There are definitely a lot more Jades compared to the other ones. So, you. Got you. You down here. Yeah, Jade is the one that you don't want to mix up with Cyan. Cyan is a little bit of a brighter color in this case. These three right here are Cyans. Oh boy. Jade. Okay. Yeah, if you guys were thinking this would be any sort of instructive, yeah, you're sadly mistaken. You're just witnessing an experience of a lifetime. Oh boy. I think that might be it for Jades. Let me have a look. Might be a couple that I missed up here. I don't think so. These were all pretty much exclusively lime and green. There wasn't any Jades as far as I'm aware. I think that means that we're good. Yeah, I think that we're pretty good. Let me just make sure in the middle here too. Because there were definitely a lot over here. I think let's get into Cyans. We're good? Alright, there is definitely a lot of Cyans that need to be cut, so let's have a freaking field day with these guys. Yeah, that middle bit was a nasty section. Get rid of these three. Get rid of you guys. Yeah, Jesus, Cyans galore. You. Don't miss you. Nothing up in the top right. Alright, that's a Cyan. I think that might be it for Cyans. There was a lot more on the bottom, for sure. As far as I can see, that might be it. Yeah, I think that might be it. Let me double check these areas in case I overlooked one. It's very easy to do that, I should mention. And definitely use the highlights to your advantage as well, because like those are really going to help figure out some things. Yeah, that one's cut. Especially when you can't see if the wire itself is cut or not, but you can tell if it's bent. So, I think we can get to Azure. There definitely is not nearly as many, but I think we can get to it. Okay, we're good. All right, so Azure is not as bright as blue. It's not as dark bright, rather. Like, it's not as defined of a color, but it's in the middle of cyan and blue. So, those are Azures as a point of reference. Azure. Get that little section taken care of. That's a lot done. Azure. I guess kind of the better way to describe it is it kind of blends in really well with the background. This one you especially want to be careful with. But that's a good way of thinking about it. The background is very Azure. Oh boy. Anything else on this bottom section? Got that one. Got those two. Got that one. Got that one. Nothing up in the top right yet. Not much in the top right, surprisingly. There was an Azure. There's two of them over here. Three, rather. Should be all of them. Azure right here. I think that should be it. Okay. And next up, blues. Fingers crossed. We're good. Okay, blues are gonna be done. Okay, Jesus, if this mod has never made you feel more stressed, then I don't know what to tell you, Chief. That's blue right here. Trying to line it up. As far as I'm seeing, that actually is it. We got that one. Right, yep. Got all these ones down here. There weren't that many. I think this is like a better one to get, so I think that should do it for us. All right, next up, blue is going to be violet. Violet is like a purple, basically, at this point. So purples. Good. Get that one down in the bottom left. Get these two down in the bottom left, excuse me. Okay. Here. That one. And you. Those two. And like one of the nice things at this point is definitely when you're not sure, you can use the highlights to your advantage, because a lot of the time you can just scroll through this module and like determine if there is a highlight or not. And in this case, I think we're done with violets. Violets are pretty easy. Magenta. Magenta is going to look like magenta. It's going to look like a pink, basically, in a sort of way. We're good? Okay. Magenta. Magenta. These ones are actually pretty easy to spot, in my opinion, too. All of those should be roses. A lot of these are roses. There's a lot of roses left. Magenta, magenta. I think that might be it for magenta. There was not nearly as many. Yeah, I didn't leave any on the top right. I got that magenta on the bottom left. Alright, and then finally at this point, you're the last color, rose. So any highlight that you see at this point is basically good to go. So let's hit one, and we're good. Alright, so now at this point, you're now home free, and then you can just get rid of the rest of these. We got a lot of roses down here. Bam, 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 bam. I totally was expecting to strike on this. I guess I'm not. And you're going to get to hear a great solve sound in just a moment. Now at this point, if you're looking for like one or two more, now is where I just use the highlight technique. Oh, down here.
I fucking did it. Eat my shit.
Yep, eat my shit indeed. As always, thank you guys for watching. I can't believe I got through that hell without any strikes whatsoever. But as always, stay crazy, stay cool, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.